Hello, everybody. This is Carol Maletta. Welcome to the Parenting 411 podcast, where we share information parents need from sources they can trust. Hello and welcome back to the Parenting 411 podcast, your go-to place for sharing stories, strategies, and support for this roller coaster ride of parenting. I'm Carol Maletta, and today we have a truly special episode lined up for you. We're joined by a remarkable guest, LisaBeth, or LB Thomas, a name that resonates with creativity, passion, and unwavering dedication in Central Texas and beyond. LB is not just an award-winning producer and motivational speaker, but also a visionary in the truest sense. She's the driving force behind Not on Our Watch Texas, a vital campaign fighting against child online sexual exploitation and sextortion, and strongly supported by the Governor's Commission for Women. But that's not all. LB's leadership extends to her role as the founding president of Texas Women in Business, earning her the title of Woman of Influence and a spotlight in the Austin Business Journal. As a mother, grandmother, and a beacon of hope and action in her community, LB brings a wealth of experience, insight, and heartfelt stories to our show today. So grab your coffee, settle in, and let's talk about making the digital world a safer place for our kids, the power of community action, and how one person's vision can ignite change across a state and well beyond. So welcome, LisaBeth L.B. Thomas.
Wow, I'm going to have you introduce me everywhere I go. That was awesome.
I'd love to do that.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
So you've had clearly an amazing journey leading up to your work with Not on My Watch. Can you share a bit about your background and also your work in advertising and just how it all came together leading up to your advocacy work?
Oh, absolutely. I had an ad agency in Austin, which is where I'm about an hour outside of Austin now, for almost 20 years, and worked with a lot of local icons here, as well as national and international clients. And also my background was producing. So we would produce our own commercials. We would work the red carpet. We did a lot of work with Robert Rodriguez and all of his movies, Spy Kids and Sin City. We'd work behind the scenes with him. So we had a lot of well-rounded, I have a lot of well-rounded experience. And how it all kind of plays together with what I'm doing now, and I know we'll come back to this, is my whole job for years was really promoting other people and getting their product and their message out there. And so many times people would come to me and say, well, I don't have any money for marketing, or I don't have, and I'd be like, your family and friends don't love you that much that they can support your business. You've got to tell people that you've opened the doors or that you have a message that you want to share, because otherwise it's not going to work. Right. So when this opportunity came up, when I found out about online exploitation, I was like, well, how do we not know? Why are we not aware? Why are we not hearing this on TV and the news every night? And it's just something that's not talked about. So I was like, it's time we talk about it.
Right. You're right about that. And I'm sure that a lot of parents and educators and caregivers and just people that work with children really would be surprised at the scope of this problem.
Yes.
So what was the moment?
When I
Go ahead.
No, I think we're going to say the same thing. I think you're going to ask what I was just ready to say. So
go ahead.
I'm the founding president of Texas Women in Business. We're 14 years, and it was myself and 4 other women that started it. And now we've got chapters around the state, and everybody's a volunteer. It's awesome. And our 3 pillars are education, relationships, and giving back. And for our 10-year anniversary back in 2020, in 2019, they'd asked if I would come back for the 10th year and be president. And I was like, well, that'd be really cool. As founding, what an honor. I would love to. And if you heard the dates, that was 2019. And of course, 2020 was right around the corner. But in September of 2019, I went to the Governor's Commission for Women and said, we're Texas Women in Business. Yes, we're going to have a gala. Yes, we're going to have a party. We're going to have a great time for our 10-year anniversary. But what can we do to make an impact across the state? Because we're across the state.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when, Carol, they said, well, do you know Texas is #1 in human trafficking? And I was like, wait, what? What do you mean we're #1 in human trafficking? I don't even know what that means. Well, Houston is the #1 city in the country, and then we have the border issues. And again, I was like, why do we not know this? So that's when talking with the Governor's Commission, I was like, we have to do something. And people started talking to me about creating a bill and making things happen. And I went, but if nobody knows, why bother? We have to tell people. We have to make people aware, because our motto is you can't protect against what you're not aware of. So we have to make them aware. Well, 2020, we were going to launch it from the Capitol with the grace of the governor and, of course, COVID, and then 21 COVID, and then coming out 22 COVID. So 2023, it was actually a real blessing because as we came out of COVID, not this part's not a blessing. The stats showed that online sexual exploitation of our kids was up 567%. Because, yeah, because predators go where the kids are. Well, the kids are online. And so during that 3-year period, Carol, when we were talking about this, and I was sharing with people about that Texas was #1, we're now #2. But I was sharing with people that we were #1. The hundreds of people I spoke to over that 3-year period all went, there's a problem. And only 2 women said, I know, I'm a survivor. Wow. Everybody else was shocked. So that's when it was like, holy cow, almost every single child has a smartphone, a gaming device, or a laptop. Parents would say to me, well, my child hasn't run away. They're not down on 6th Street. No, the new white van is right here. This is the new white van. So then we put the focus on that. We were like, this affects everybody, not just the runaways or the kids that are taken, which is horrible. And we would love to tackle that. But this affects everybody.
We'll be right back after this. If you're looking to reach a massive audience of parents and caregivers, then look no further than ProPix by the Parenting 411, the ultimate marketing program designed to skyrocket your brand to new heights. With ProPix, we've created 3 incredible packages to suit your marketing needs and budget. So let's take a look. First up is our social starter package. You'll receive a stunning graphic promo piece, plus we'll also feature your brand on the Parenting 411 Instagram page. It's the perfect way to make a memorable first impression and get parents buzzing about your business. Now, if you're ready to level up, our Parenting Pro package is where it's at. You'll enjoy all the benefits of the social starter package, plus more awesome benefits, including exposure on the Parenting 411 podcast, which reaches parents in more than 22 countries each week. But wait, there's more. For those seeking the pinnacle of marketing power, our Elite Exposure package is the way to go. You'll get even more exposure across our platform, including thousands of followers and connections on LinkedIn. Get ready to dominate the airwaves and establish yourself as the go-to resource for families everywhere. Take advantage of ProPix by the Parenting 411 today and unlock unparalleled marketing opportunities for your business. But I should tell you that prices are set to increase on November 1st, so act now. ProPix by the Parenting 411 is your passport to the hearts and minds of parents. Visit ProPixbyP411.com. Join us today and watch the magic happen. And we're back with the Parenting 411. And so what would you say have been some of your biggest challenges with this?
I've thought about that. I hate to say it because I'm probably going to get in trouble saying, Media.
Hmm.
We've done events in Austin and Dallas. We're getting ready to go down to Rio Grande Valley. We're going to go to Houston. Even when Mrs. Abbott, our first lady, came and gave the keynote speech to launch us, media didn't come.
Didn't come.
We didn't have one representative. We had a podcaster there, Trevor Houston. We were in Dallas. We had an incredible turnout of people. I reached out to the media every day, and not one representative came, not one reporter.
Hmm.
And I don't know why.
Right.
And so we're kind of going grassroots through social media and reaching out to mama bears and papa bears and all that we can reach out to. And I do believe we'll start getting some traction, but I'm not quite sure why they're not reaching out. And maybe I just need to call them and say, why? You know, why don't you
Yes,
talk about this?
that is particularly disturbing. Um, so, what kind of feedback have you gotten from the people who have come to your events or who are listening to you? How have parents and caregivers responded, and what are they doing?
Well, what they're doing, the events have been where we have a panel and we have a keynote who kicks us off, and then we have a panel of detectives, cyber fraud. We had Secret Service representative who was on the cyber task force, cyber fraud task force, which she was amazing. We have children advocacy there, and they share real life situations. One of the gentlemen, Brandon Poor, detective, he is a 13-year-old online, and
Right.
he goes and gets the bad guys. He
Mm-hmm.
plays that he's 13 years old and reels these bad guys in, these predators in. And the thing that the parents are telling us as they walk away, first of
Mm-hmm.
all, we talk about if every single person in this room shares what you heard or the posts that we're sharing, we'll reach 1 million people.
Mm-hmm.
Share when you're having wine with your girlfriend, say, hey, did you know? And share some stats. And I've had many mama bears stop me, call me, and say, I left the event. I didn't want to have the conversation because it's a awkward conversation,
Mm-hmm.
but I did.
Mm-hmm.
And it opened up the conversation with my child.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things that the detectives say is a lot of this happens at night. It happens all the time.
Right.
But if parents would at bedtime take the phones
Mm-hmm.
and so you can get them in the morning, but right now, take the phones away. Kids aren't going to like it. They're going to be mad, but you got to do it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I was also curious if there were any other tips that the detectives and other people who have really been studying this issue and have really been involved with it, what kind of advice did they give parents at your events?
I think the biggest piece of advice that they give is talk to the kids. And what I mean by that is they say, you start the conversation and say, no matter what happens, if you're online and somebody asks you to go into a separate chat room, if
Mm-hmm.
someone asks you to send photos, if someone asks you personal questions that make you uncomfortable, come to me. I've
Mm-hmm.
got your back. And I love it because Brandon and the other detective, Joe, said, don't freak out. Don't say, what? What do you mean you're online? What do you mean you're doing? Because he said, that'll shut them down. They
Mm-hmm.
said, say, I've got your back. I can help you through this. Let's do it. And he goes, then go in the closet and freak out and go, oh my God. Right now, the stat is that 34% of all 13-year-olds thinks it's normal to post nude photos of themselves.
Hmm. Wow.
Yeah, 34%. And one of the tips that we do share, and it's on our website, the notonourwatchtx.com, is NCMEC, which is the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. They have a way to take them down. So that's one of the big tips because, again, they think they're sharing it with a friend and it's not a friend, or
Right.
they share it with a boyfriend or a girlfriend and they get mad and they then send it out viral. Those pictures can come down. You can go to our website or go to NCMEC's again, the National Center of Missing Exploited Children. And literally the tab is take it down. And there is within 24 hours, you can get that photo off.
That's good to know. I'm sure if that's happened to anyone, that is listening to this, to their child or to themselves, that's good to know. Repeat again where they can get that help.
Sure, they can get it at notonourwatchtx.com
Mhm.
or go to the National Center of Missing and Exploited
Mhm.
Children.com. And it's literally called Take It Down.
Mhm.
And it's awesome because again, it's anonymous. And what
Mhm.
happens is that each photo has a number attached to it. And they show
Mhm.
you how to find the number on the
Mhm.
photo that's
Mhm.
imprinted somewhere. And they go for it with the number. And they go and they find it and they get it down. So that's amazing because with sextortion, and I don't want this to be a negative conversation. People say, "Oh, it's so negative." No, I want this to be a positive. We're bringing awareness because guess what? This is happening in
Right.
people's homes right now. So if we're the positive light of, hey, go talk to your kids, go say, "I've got your back," go do this. You're going to protect your child. What better thing can we be doing than
Mhm.
protecting our kids? Yeah.
Right, right. And I wonder, do any of the detectives and other people who are working in this space, do they ever have any interaction directly with the children? Any kinds of workshops, advising them, or of signs that maybe something's getting ready to go in the wrong direction, or things like that, or protecting their privacy and things?
That is through, there's things like the cyber tip hotline where you can go and report things. So that's one way. Um, it's really these predators are so good. They know exactly how to manipulate the kids and they know how to kind of dive in there, especially if they're watching and there's low self-esteem. I'm really mad at somebody or whatever. They are watching about 200 kids at a time. And
Mm-hmm.
so they're watching to see, I'm so mad at my mom and dad. Why? Why are you mad? You shouldn't be mad. And they befriend. So it's really hard to detect
Mm-hmm.
what what they're doing. But the minute that they're asked to go somewhere else and to have a private conversation is when
Mm-hmm.
a big red flag goes up.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they
Mm-hmm.
really say to look out for. Or again, send photos. Sextortion is happening a lot and a lot with 16-year-old boys, with the teenage boys. And
Okay.
that
Talk
is
about
when
that. What's
yeah,
happening?
and last year, sextortion was on the rise, and that's where they blackmail the kids.
Mhm.
So you send a photo, you think it's you're talking to a a boy or a girl. You're 15, 16
Mhm.
years old, and you think you're talking to another one, and they
Mhm.
say, "Hey, let's get on this chat and let's exchange photos or
Sure.
video."
Right.
The kid does, and immediately it comes back, "Send me $1,000." Send me $200, whatever it is money wise.
Right.
We have on our website a story of Brian Montgomery, um, his son Walker, and it's an incredible story. It just happened in December, actually, last December,
Mhm.
a year ago, December,
Mhm.
that he went to bed, good kid, football player, really close knit family, hunter. I mean, again, an incredible family. And he went to bed and about midnight he got DM'd, "Hey, what are you doing? What's up?" He responded. They started talking. And within about 2 to 3 hours, once the predator on the other side was asking for money, $1,000, Walker was saying, "I don't have $1,000." They're saying, "Well, go steal it from your mom and dad." "I'm not going to steal it." "Well, we're going to make this go viral." And they
Right.
have the technology to make it look like they've sent it and it's out and it's posted. And so
Wow.
he panicked. And
Right.
then he said, and then it went a little bit deeper. And they said, "Well, we just sent it to your mom."
Mm.
And he said, "Well, I think the words were, I just want to kill myself or I don't want to live." And they said,
Oh.
"You're dead anyway." He went downstairs, got a gun, and within 3 hours shot himself. This is a
Mm.
boy from Mississippi, and I just saw one from Michigan, because they're so at that age, they don't know what to do, and what
Mhm.
I love what his dad says is he never blamed Walker in the sense of, He should have
Sure.
known better. He shouldn't have posted a picture. He said, he's a 16-year-old boy.
Hmm.
If you have a 16-year-old boy, you know exactly what they're thinking.
Right.
And but he says, I didn't know. I didn't know that this was something I had to warn Walker about. He goes, I know if I did, I'd known, I would have said, if anything happens to you, day or night, we will handle it. Come to me. He said,
Hmm.
but I didn't even know. So
Right.
that's why it's so important. We're telling people that this is happening.
Hmm.
Look for those red flags, but make the biggest thing is have your kids come feel comfortable to talk to somebody that they can trust.
Right. And that though, as you're talking about it, I'm just kind of thinking about some things that parents should really think about. Obviously, boundaries around using the phone and what they should be doing. I mean, talk openly about the sites they go to and the type of information they should share, that kind of thing. And then, like you said, not being able to keep it in their room when they go to sleep at night, park it somewhere else in the house away from the bedroom. And that provides other types of benefits as well. They can get better sleep. They don't have to worry about the notifications beeping and all of that stuff
Yeah,
and temptation to see what's going on.
yeah,
So, but that it does keep them safe, as you said, because a lot of times it's in those wee hours that the predators reach out and they know the parents aren't anywhere nearby. So have boundaries around that, but
yeah.
also
And another thing, I don't want to forget to say this, but the detective Brandon was sharing that the kids know that parents will knock on a door and walk in the bedroom, because that's just kind
Mhm,
of a normal, but
mhm.
they won't go to the bathroom. If a child is in the bathroom, and they're finding more and more of the videos and nudes are being done in the bathroom because a parent won't walk in there. So have that conversation, knock on that door, find out what's going on. And
Wow,
I never
thank
even
you.
thought about that. It made total sense.
Thank you. Yes, absolutely. Thank you for interrupting me with that. I wouldn't even have thought of that myself. And then also it's just about keeping the lines of communication open in general. So that they just always know, like you said, that the kids know that their parents have their back, like no matter what, whether it's dealing with this stuff or just anything, that there's nothing that we can't work out together. Like
Right. It
even
could be drugs, it could be anything.
right. And so just making sure you have that connection and that relationship, which, of course, as the children get older and they hit the teen years and the peers matter so much more, you still want to be that beacon in their life. I mean, you want them
Yeah.
to socialize and have those connections, but you want to be a voice that they always listen to. So I think that makes it, even more important because we can't keep them away from technology. Technology, it does good in our lives as well, but you can't become addicted to it, and you can't. You have to remember that you have agency over what you share and what you do, and you don't have to get reeled in to what the person on the other side of the screen is telling you you have to do. You don't have to do anything. You can just hang
Right.
up. I mean, you can just leave the chat room or turn
Absolutely.
off your
Mhm.
device or whatever, and they're gone. I mean,
They're
they're
gone.
not, they're not there with you. And then you can figure out how to keep yourself safe from a predator.
Yeah. A friend of mine was telling me that her daughter, they lived it. Daughter was 13.
Mm,
And I can see at 13, um, I was very gangly. I was the tallest girl in, my class. And my best friend was the prettiest girl and all that stuff. And my insecurity was through the roof. And if somebody
mhm.
would have paid attention to me, and we didn't have phones back then and the internet,
Sure,
I would have
sure,
been all over it. Now I
right.
can imagine that if someone says, I think you're beautiful, you do? So my friend was saying that they love and they tell their daughter all the time how beautiful and lovely she is, but she wanted validation from somewhere else and actually started responding to some predators and gave them their home address.
Oh no.
And one night in the middle of the night, my friend got a nudge, got up, and she was not there. She's fine. She's okay. Everything worked out.
Whew.
It actually brought her very closer to God because she, I think, realized what could have happened. But it
Sure.
was just a really scary time. And
Mm-hmm.
again, we want that validation.
Mm-hmm.
And in your teenage years, you really do. Another really good point is not waiting until they're teenagers. Kids are
Yes.
getting cell phones at 5, 6, 7 years old. That's a
Mm-hmm.
conversation to start having when they're little. So it's just already ingrained in them what to look out for, what to share. If you have that trust and that bond growing up, you can tell me anything.
Yes.
They know they can tell you anything. But if you wait until you've um, reprimanded and punished and all this for things that they've said in the past, and then, oh, but now I'm going to be, listening,
Right.
you know,
Right.
it's
Yes.
start as young as possible. As soon as you hand them that phone, because again, if you're paying for this phone, it's your phone. It's not their phone.
Right.
It's a
Right.
privilege
Yeah,
for
it's
them to
definitely a
have.
good point. Yeah, that connection and being approachable is very important from an early age because also when our children get into the tween and teen years, if you all of a sudden, hey, I'm here, you can tell me anything, whatever, then they kind of feel like, you just want to get in their business. You don't
Yeah.
have good intentions. Whereas, when you start, I mean, start when you can, right? But always make it about the relationship. I mean, it's not that I just want to, I mean, I care about you, I love you, and I'm interested in you. I care about what you care about. I want to support you in things that you're interested in and all of that. And then of course, know that when you have any challenges, I'm here to help you.
Right.
We'll be right back after this. Are you a parent looking to unlock your potential in raising confident, capable, and courageous children? Well, look no further. Join us at the upcoming Parent and Purpose Summit Back to School Edition, where parenting experts from around the world will come together to share their wisdom and insights. I'm Carol Maletta, founder of the Parenting 411. This summit is your opportunity to gain essential skills and tools to become the parent you've always aspired to be. Over 5 incredible days, we'll dive deep into topics like positive discipline, effective communication, mental health, self-care, school readiness, and more. An attendee from our last summit told us, "This summit changed my parenting game. I feel more confident and connected with my children than ever before." So secure your seat at the Parent and Purpose Summit today. Visit parentandpurposesummit2023.com. That's parentandpurposesummit2023.com. And click the registration button to join us on this transformative journey. The Parent and Purpose Summit, where intentional parenting begins. And we're back with the Parenting 411.
It's start when you can, because if you weren't aware of this and you're just like, oh no, I should have
Yeah,
started
it's never
earlier.
too
No,
late.
never too late to have that conversation.
Right,
Absolutely.
right. So,
Yeah.
what are you hoping for with Not on Our Watch? Like, what's next? Any kinds of new initiatives or plans?
Yes. I'm so excited. We've got a couple things. We've got a couple of events coming up in different cities. Liberty Hill, which is just outside of Austin, is making a proclamation for Not on Our Watch Day. And then we have partnered. I reached out to the Girl Scouts and
Oh, good.
partnered with them on creating a patch and curriculum
Mm-hmm.
for
Mm-hmm.
the girls. And the thinking is, um, again, we're just saying we can talk all day long, but
Sure.
girlfriend to girlfriend, a
Mm-hmm.
girlfriend saying, hey, I've been talking to this guy and he wants me to send a video. And the other girlfriend goes, whoa, whoa, hold on.
Yeah.
They're going to listen more from peer
Yes.
to peer. So we're starting that initiative and we're really excited about it. It's going to start with the 13,000 Central Texas Girl Scouts
Mm-hmm.
and then go statewide. And then there's 2 million Girl Scouts nationally. And
Yes.
so we're very excited about that. I'm really, really pleased with that. And so we're working out the details right now. My partner in anti-crime, I call her Andrea Sparks, and I are working through all of it to make it happen. And it's about 50 grand to do the curriculum, the patch for the girls and for the
Mhm.
troop leaders. So we'll be doing fundraisers, and we're looking at ways that people can just donate for a patch. You know, if it's $100, okay, you just made sure one girl got her patch and curriculum. So we're
Mhm.
working through all those details. But once we have it created, then it's out there. All the troops can do it. And I've gotten a little pushback from some moms that say, "What about the scouts?" Well,
Oh, right, yeah.
we'll get there. We'll get there. We had to start somewhere. And Paula Bukatis, who's the CEO of the Central Texas Girl Scouts, I saw her at an event, and we knew of each other.
Right.
And as soon as I saw her, I was like, "Can we have lunch?" And we started talking, and she said, "We've got to do something. We've got to do
Mhm.
something." So we're really excited about that. And so we also have, we just did a panel in Louisiana, Mississippi, Arkansas, Florida, want us to come. So we have not on our watch Texas.com, but we have secured not on our watch global, because that is the goal, is just to bring awareness, just one state at a time, if that's what it takes, to protect the kids, for
So
sure.
what you're describing then is like maybe local chapters or state chapters?
Statewide chapters. What
Mhm.
so Not on Our Watch Texas is an initiative of Texas Women in Business. We did that because Texas Women in Business is the 501c3. We already have that status. We already have all that. And so we didn't have to start over with a whole new 501c3. We're
Good.
just under the wing of TWIB.
Mhm.
So the initial thoughts are to go to other states. Let's say we go to Louisiana, and they have an organization like Texas Women in Business. You know, it's probably called something else, that is
Sure.
about giving back, that is about serving the community, all the things that we represent, and talking with them about becoming an initiative underneath them. Again, they're
Right.
already secured, they're set, and then they have ownership, you know,
Right.
and then we have the buy-in. And what we have now is we have representatives of every chapter in Texas who
Mhm.
are our media liaisons for that city. We're all going to go through the NCMEC training, net smarts, so that if a church or school or someone says we'd love some training, we've got representatives across the state that can go do the training.
Mhm.
And so we're thinking that that is a good model that we're going to duplicate. And so if um, anybody listening, any of your viewers that says, "Hey, I have an organization," or, "Oh, I'd love to talk to you," reach out. We would love to get conversations going. And this is going so much faster than we thought. We're
Mhm.
getting, and which is amazing and wonderful.
Mhm. Mhm.
And they can reach me through not on our watch tx.com. There's a place to email me if somebody says, "Hey, how can I get involved?" or "How can we bring this to our state?"
Right.
Let
Yeah,
me
that
know,
was the next thing I
because
was going
we'll
to
do it.
ask you. That was the next
We'll
thing
do
that I
it.
was going to ask you about that. That's really good. So not on our watch. Is it not on our watch Texas or not on our watch TX.com?
It's not on our watch tx.com.
Okay, that sounds really good. Well, that's awesome. I thank you so much for stopping by and sharing this with me. Because this is a very serious issue, and it sounds like you have a great model for getting the word out to parents and families and just other stakeholders in the community that care about kids.
Yes, we do. And um, I know that's what you're all about too. Your podcast is about bringing awareness and bringing education and tools just to make parenting a little easier. So I appreciate what you do, and I'm really excited that I could talk with you and share this. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you again. I appreciate you reaching out. And to all our listeners, please, by all means, like, share, and subscribe. Share this episode with your friends. And I think it would be a great idea to contact LB at Texas Women in Business and Not on Our Watch Texas to see what you can do, see what you can learn. To bring an initiative like this to your community to protect the kids in your community that you care about. And as always, follow the Parenting 411 on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. You can also catch this interview on YouTube as well. And you can share that with your friends. And if you also are passionate about supporting children or families in any way, similar to what LB is doing, or just you have services that you really would like to get in front of parents, I encourage you to visit ProPix by P411.com. That's ProPix by P411.com. And check it out, because we are very much about promoting organizations that serve families and parents on our platform, Instagram, through the podcast. You can run commercials on the podcast, and we have different packages that can fit different needs. So by all means, head on over there to ProPix by P411.com, and that's PROPICKS by P411.com, because we're letting people know that you are an expert that parents need to know. So thank you again for listening. I hope you'll check out ProPix, and remember, it's never too late to be the parent that you want to be. Thanks for listening, and I'll talk to you again next time.